Hello, my name is doesn't really matter. I'm just a guy. I'm just an average man. I'm just one of the 1 billion people who live in this subcontinent. I'm just one of them who exists based on God's will and can disappear based on God's will. I don't matter. I am insignificant. I'm just one of the many fate has allowed to exist in this very chance. That's who I am. And I'm not important. What's important is the message I would like to tell all of you. We have an illustrious history, a history spanning over 5,000 years. Goes back even to the Indus Valley civilization. That civilization has its descendants even to this day. It is not lost civilization. It is not an ancient civilization that was once exotic and has been lost forever. No. Its ancestors live its predecessors live even to this day. That's me and that's you. That's our ancestors. The first civilization in the world. We must remember that. The greatest civilization, the most advanced civilization in the world. And now, after 5,000 years, let's see how far we've come. Have we come far or have we gone backwards? India is a country now with a horrible wealth inequality. What is wealth inequality? Wealth inequality is when the security guard of your apartment earns 15,000 rupees a month if he's a lucky person, and he has to go back to his room every day and share his tiny room 10 by 10 feet with three others sleeping on cots on the floor. And where does he eat his breakfast? Where does he eat his lunch? Where does he eat his dinner? He goes out to these local stalls, the street hawkers, and he has to have those food. And you may not, you don't need to be a genius to know that that food in the long term is unhealthy. But what choice do they have? Now, what I said is the story of the single, the youth, the generally young man, usually under his 40s. Now, what happens when he has a family? What happens when he has two children? What happens when there's not enough to go for the education bucket? What happens when there's not enough to feed them? What happens when every night the children have to go with hungry stomachs? I tell you what happens. Nothing. Because they are so internalized and so used to dealing with such a horrible quality of life that they believe it's normal. But you and I, you watching this video, know it's not normal. Know that this is beneath human dignity to live. And no human should live like this. Every man deserves a better life. And now we come to the conclusion. Yes, we've always wanted a better life for every single citizen of this country. We want to lift every single social stratum of this country to better places. But why has that not been happening? Why? I'll tell you simple. Because those in power do not find it to be insufficient interest for them. If the people become smarter, if the people live better lives, they think more, they tend to be more logical, they tend to be more reasonable, and they tend to see the real problem. They tend to see through the lies told by certain people in our society, certain sectors of our society, whose entire career and life path is based on selling promises that cannot be fulfilled. And they know it. But however, there are a few people in every part of this country, from Manipur to Rajasthan, Kashmir to Kanyakumari, people concerned about our nation, people concerned about the fact that we have more than 1 billion people and our land area is not sufficient enough. Look at the USA. A country that is not really a country. It's a continent that is a country. Look at Canada. Look at Russia. Look at China. Look at Australia. Those are not countries. Those are continents. And every single one of them have a higher standard of life and better quality of life than us. What have we done to deserve this fate? I'll tell you. We have not been united and we have not seen through the real issues that is happening in our country. We are not cutting through the fog of lies and deceptions in our nation. Deceptions. That's what they are. We must cut through and see the reality, which is the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. And reality is India will very, very, very firmly be playing a second fiddle to countries like USA, China, and the rest. This is not what I want. This is not what any nationalist wants. This is not what any man in this country wants, no matter his class, no matter his profession, no matter his ethnicity, and no matter his religion. He does not want to see this nation be last. Because if he knows that if this nation is last, he is last. And when someone is last, bad things happen. This is the state of our country. Now, all I'm asking is for you to keep this message in mind that this country is not the country it can be. It is not the country which it could be, and that we have a potential that we have barely even scratched. This country has great places it can go, and we don't need to, we can only look at our past. We were once the golden bird. Now, what have we become?